And good afternoon. Rain is an understatement as we look at everything that's going on this afternoon. Severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for Kemper County. Let's pull up radar where everybody can see where we are on this. As we go to Honda Meridian radar, we show that Kemper County, this eastern side, is now under a thunderstorm warning. We'll get to this here in a minute, what's going on in Lauderdale and southern Lauderdale County in just a moment. As we zoom in on this, a few moments ago, the National Weather Service issued this for southeastern Kemper until 4:45. So we got roughly a little over 30 minutes remaining on this. At 4:05, the thunderstorm is located over Porterville near the Chicken Shack, about 13 miles southeast of DeKalb, moving east at 35 miles an hour. Now, it's got 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail involved with this. It was radar indicated, as we can tell on this, very serious storm. As we look at this, the storm should be approaching Sukanachi within 14 minutes. Right on top of that, Electric Mills, you should have the heart of this storm in 21 minutes. Now, I know it's raining there now, but it's worse rain as we zoom in on this coming in there toward Kemper County. As you'll see right out here, let's turn on locations where you can see this. Here's the Cowboy Church. This storm is right over it, and the heart of it just east of that on Townsend Road. This is just west of where the Chicken Shack sits on Townsend Road right here. Now, again, now as we get that radar update, is it just updated heavy rain where you can hardly see there in Porterville, downtown area there. This is going to be just north of 2 Mile Bottom, Edendale, right in that area. And this is headed toward Sukanachi as you get to where the old railroad tracks were just north of Porterville there, where the old roadside park was. This is going to be headed this direction out here toward Bach Valley, and will make its way toward Giles, which is just east of Scuba. Now, if you look at this outline of where we've got this severe thunderstorm warning, this is just going to be west of Scuba, just past where the dummy line is, and then it'll go due south down Townsend Road to where the Cowboy Church, if you were to cut through the woods there, and then back east to the Bama state line. We don't have anything for Sumter at this point. Geiger getting some rain, but expect heavier rains here in a moment. Now, as we move down, with this being said, it has been dumping buckets of rain in Lauderdale County. As we look at the northern part of this, we are sitting at lightning up there at Blackwater a little bit. As we get to the Naval Air Station and we get out to where Lauderdale is, heavy rain right now. Matter of fact, as you get to where Lamar School is there at the four-way stop in Marion and go north up past Northeast, all of that area. I've already gotten reports of a wreck right along here before you get to Lauderdale. A one-car spin out, lost control in the rain, into the ditch they went. Mississippi Highway Patrol is responding to that accident. I don't believe there's any injuries with it. I think we had one reported near Arundel, which is just south of Meridian, just a little bit ago, is what I was told. We're trying to watch all of this, and by all means, if you don't have to travel right now, let's hold off a little while, because it is a lot of rain coming down. Again, at this point, Lauderdale not involved in this rain, thunderstorm. We do have heavy showers out around West Lauderdale High School. It lightens up a little bit there as you get to West Lauderdale Elementary as we move south. Now look south of I-20 here. It is horrendous. We've got a storm that's out here to the west that's moving along. It should be near Lost Gap within 16 minutes and reaching Nellyburg there on Highway 19 within 26 minutes. So a storm there. We've got another one that is located right here at Stuckey's Bridge. This is moving due east and should be at Savoy in 21 minutes. That's going to be that path along 59 there. So y'all be ready for that storm as it comes across out of Newton County as we're looking at this. Now, it picks up here just east of where the Red Goat is, where the Dollar General is, there in Hickory, and then moves east into Lauderdale County. That southeastern corner of Newton County is pouring buckets of rain. It goes down to our friends sitting right here. As we get into Rose Hill, this will move over to the Dollar General where Enterprise is, and even down to the Fish House. And we still got pretty heavy rains there coming across the streets of Stonewall right now. As we go northward there, light stuff around where Archusa is. Although they need it, it's going to be heavier there by the time you get to Mathis Peaches and you get past Clarkdale, Superette, and those areas there. A lot of rain. Long Creek, you're getting buckets of rain. Even the racetrack out is getting a lot of rain over to Lisbon. Cromwell, you're getting a lot. Butler, Alabama, north of you is worse than it is in downtown Butler. All that can change in just a few moments there. Let's see, a flash flood warning coming in for Newton County. Let's update this as we just got this. See that new mark there that we just got? This is going to be a flash flood warning. This is going to be until 7:15 tonight. 4:15 Doppler radar indicated a thunderstorm producing heavy rain across the warned area. Somewhere between 1 to 3 inches of rain has already fallen. The expected rainfall is 1 to 2 inches in a 1 hour period. Additional rainfall of anywhere from 1 to 3 inches is possible in this very short time. Y'all be careful. By all means, don't go through water that's over roadways. As we know that there's certain areas that always gets in the downtown area of Meridian, the Meadows out in Van Zyverden seems to get a lot of rain when it floodwaters. If you live in those areas, be cautious and be ready for what's going on. This is an aerial flood watch over here around York and Cuba, Alabama, right here. This is our latest that we've got in Smith County as we get into Jasper County, southern Newton County, central Lauderdale and southern and northern Clark County are now under this flash flood warning, and it's a lot of rain coming down with this. One thing we want to check on right now, let me go over here and see what the outages are. We've gotten a few. It's not a lot. Let me back this out. It's somewhere around 21 without power right now as we pull this up. As we go to EMEPA, let's pull this in and get a closer look of where we have these power outages. Now, this is going to be just north of Lauderdale that we're seeing this. Around Porterville, we got one out where that storm is now. A couple of people just south of DeKalb, 493. We've got a couple out there, and possibly right here. This is going to be on 495. We've got one out. As we move into the Meridian area out in the Zero community, we've got about 12 to 13. Let's look at this road here. This is going to be Long Creek Road right there where it joins Shiloh-Vimville. Is where that is, somewhere around 12 meters without power in that area there. Now, as always, as these storms go through, this can increase. Most likely what we're seeing here are some trees that have fallen and hit a line somewhere along the way, so we got some power outages going on there. That's what we're watching with that. Let's go here. Let's go back to radar and pull this up. I was making sure I hadn't. Let me see if I can find Mississippi Power just to make sure that we don't have anything in the city of Meridian. All right, let's hit a couple buttons to go back. What we're seeing here is about 20, and it's going to be, here we go, right here. It's going to be in the Enterprise area that we've got power outages for Mississippi Power. This is just going to be just north of where Enterprise High School sits. This is going to be, let me zoom in on that where I can see this good. That's Orange Street and Highway 514, just east of St. Mary's Church there. That area there without power goes over to Church Street. This is Enterprise is where we're without power there. And again, this is on the Mississippi Power side. So this could be a lot worse. We don't have as much as we could without power this afternoon. As we go back to pull up radar, let's go back and where you can see what I see inside the studio this afternoon. Hazelhurst back over to McGee getting a lot of rain as well. But look at Lauderdale County. And again, still not under a thunderstorm warning here in Lauderdale County. But boy, it's raining just as heavy as it is here in Kemper County. The difference with Kemper, let's zoom in on this. You see that little blot right there? That, again, that's right at 2 Mile Bottom is where we're looking at where this is. Here sits the Chicken Shack, and this is Edendale right along in here in that flat area before you reach and top that crest there where the water tower is where this is out. Pouring rain right through there. Again, you easily can lose control of a vehicle. Be careful. As we pull this up to see what the Porterville will have the eye of this within 10 minutes as it creeps up Highway 45. You see that? It'll be at Porterville, and then we'll reach Sickanotchee within 13 minutes, somewhere around 4:30 in that neighborhood is what we're looking at. That's the latest that we've got there so far. Starting to look at the lightning that we're seeing now. This is struck in the last few moments at 4:17. That hit, that was 3 minutes ago. And these are actual strikes that have hit something, these yellow marks. They're not just in the air. These are ones that have actually struck the ground and hit something. 419, we had a strike that was 160 seconds ago, and that's going to be just to the west of 45, as you'll look in here. Let's look at this road here where we're getting all of this at. That's Chapel Hill Cemetery. This is going to be Anderson Road is where this is. Amerson Road. I said that wrong. The small writing there. Amerson Road, and this is St. Luke Church Road. In that area, there's a lot of lightning. So if you live in that area in Kemper County, pay attention, as they say. What's that old saying of not getting in the shower while it's raining? Lightning, not good. We still have this until 4:45 is when the severe thunderstorm warning for Kemper County will run out. As we ease back into Lauderdale County, this flood warning is just north of the Ralph Morgan Rodeo. This will be where it straightens back out right past Lauderdale, where that hayfield sits to the right on the 4-lane, where you can see out to the west where it would be the Naval Air Station, how you'd go in that back gate. Right along there is where that is. And this does take in this northern portion of Lauderdale County and most of the northern, cutting across there at Lazy Boy, just below Turkey Creek, just on the outskirts of downtown Newton. Decatur is in this flash flood warning, and also our friends up in right along there. That's where that line is. Y'all see that? Lazy Boy, right there is the line. And I said that wrong. It's everything south of that line. I was saying north. It's south of that line back down to Clark County. A mistake on my part there. Let me turn this off so you can see just how heavy that rain is. There's areas of Meridian. Let's zoom in on this. Right here. This is 19. This is going to be North Hill Street off of 19 right there. This is Sims Road as it cuts across past East Mississippi Hospital. All of this area around the Sammy Davidson Complex, Meridian Community College. Look at that. Pouring rain in those areas. Here's Highland Park right here. As you'll look at the big picture here, Highland Park from MCC, all of these areas getting the worst there over State Boulevard, where you'd cut across on 26th Street and 20th Street. 20th Street right along in there. That's a dangerous little road to travel as well. As we come over here, and this is going to be Highway 39 right here, and this is Highway 45. Johnson Campers, Johnson Homes, however you want to word that, right there is pouring in that section. And that's going to put it over toward Hawkins Crossing as you get into that area toward Highway 11 and 80. Be careful in those areas there. From Lamar School, as we follow this, starting there at Northcrest Baptist, not as heavy as it is south of there. By the time you travel south from Poplar Springs there at North Hill Street and you get down to where Meridian High School is, it's bad. Where the Coca-Cola plant is, look at that rain. And as we get this new updated storm path, let's look at that. This is going to cut across and will be in Meridian within 10 minutes, downtown area. Bonita within 15 minutes, and then reach Marion within 25 minutes. As this is just going to be on the other side of, here's the airport. As the rain comes across, the center of the storm is there, and it's going to go northward and cut right east of Rush Hospital, and then right across 39 where the Coca-Cola plant is, where the old veterinarian clinic used to sit there. That's gone there. And then cross Hawkins Crossing, and then just east of Marion. This is going to put this right at where Lockheed is, where it comes across the Northeast Industrial Park and head out east of there. So Marion, you're going to get a lot of rain within the next half hour as we see this. Look at this area here to the west here. This is a pretty strong cell that's coming out of Newton County that's going to be moving right along there. If you're around Meehan right now, it is dumping buckets of rain there. I cannot stress, and when I say stress, let me zoom in on this right here. This is pretty much known as Dead Man's Curve. This is the most dangerous place that we've got around here. There's going to be wrecks here this afternoon. It always is. As you come in and you get into that curve, people lose control and go off to the west side of the north side of the interstate there into the wood line where those trees are. Be careful. Slow down. Running 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour through there is quick enough. This is going to be before you reach the Meridian Airport. For whatever reason, if you're traveling in this, keep it in mind. From Greg's Fireworks, Clarkdale, here at Plant Sweat, we got a lot of rain. It's a little break in between there and Highway 45 across as the crow would fly from Plant Sweat over to Highway 45. By the time we get to the Girl Scouts, still good rain. Even out at Southeast, we've got that Lakeview Golf Course is a lot of rain. A little bit heavier, though, here for the downtown area around Meridian Community College, and as we get up in here to where Rainbow Lakes is. Let's do a fresh reboot here to make sure we've got the absolute latest information that's coming out from the radar. And that's still basically the same thing as we turn back on our locations. Nothing's different with that. Now, let's look at this northern portion. The heavier rain has moved out of Enterprise right now. We start picking up that heavier rain there right at Dunn's Fall, here at Clarkdale Superette. We got a little bit of fog down in here. After that rain, out to the west, there's still some rain in this area. Now, Kemper County, you're still under this for 19 more minutes on this severe thunderstorm warning. But look at the line of lightning that we are getting here. All right, let's do this and see what we're getting with. Okay, we're not picking up any hail with that. I've already got that indicator on. A little bit there. There it is. That made it pop up there when I reset that. So we have gotten hail in Kemper County as we look at this just south of Scuba. This is going to be right here at the wood yard, the old Weyerhaeuser wood yard right there. And the further south we go. Chicken Shack all through this area here. 2 Mile Bottom northward to about Sickanachy Hill to the old wood yard is getting a lot of hail in those areas. We back down. Let's turn that off. I don't think we had any through. It was just a smidgen. If you'll look here, here's West Lauderdale High School. This would be just north of West Lauderdale High School in this area here. Zoom in on this. Oak Tibby had a little bit come across there. This is right on Gilbert Joyner Road where we had a little bit of hail. If you live in that area, you probably saw that. Terry says heavy rain in Kewanee. Be careful out there as well. Thundering lightning. We got hit by lightning on Old Wild Road. Shannon, I hope everything's okay and you didn't lose anything there. Sounds like hail, Darlene says. The rain is coming down so hard. Barb, how are you doing there? Buckets of rain there in Tomb Suba, Allen says. 40th Street between Poplar Spring Drive and 23rd Avenue is getting buckets of rain also. Russell, Darlene says, is pouring rain there. Looking here, Pine Springs. Gloria, Null, how in the world are you doing? Hadn't talked to you in a while. Kewanee getting a lot of rain. Just looking over all of our comments here to make sure we hadn't missed anything there. Decatur, got that mentioned there about it coming a good one there. Out of power on Baylor Road, Tanya says. Almost 5 inches on Pine Springs Road. And I believe that, Carlene. Our studios has dumped. I decided to come over here. I knew that come back to the studio. I knew we were getting the rain, but we had not, by the time I got here, I was going over everything. We had not gotten any warnings. As you'll look at Lauderdale County, look at that. All right, let's go back to the severe and turn off the hail path. Let's see here. Damaging wind. Let's look here at the damaging wind. If you'll look at that, these dark green, as we turn that on, these dark green areas is where the worst of the rain has. And it's come directly across Lauderdale County, the center portion there. And that eastern side of Kemper County, look at that. York, you hadn't gotten as much. Lisbon and Livingston has gotten some rain. And Bay Springs, look at this. All of this right through here from Taylorsville through Bay Springs has gotten tons and tons of wind this afternoon. And a little bit on the north end of Philadelphia here, as you pick up there around right there at Williams Brothers Store. And this will come down to about Tucker. From Tucker into Philadelphia, there was some wind that came through there as well earlier, as we look at our spotches of where all this stuff is. Now, the good thing that we can tell you is we don't have anything coming into the Gulf. That is wonderful. Let's turn on some local storm reports in case anything is reported, so we'll have the latest on that. All right, let's move back. All right, let me do this. Let's update and make sure we hadn't gotten any more power outages on both of these. We're still, as we pull this up from EMEPA, we're still at the same amount here. There's no difference in what we had. Well, I lied there, didn't I? We got this increased to about 23 there in the Enterprise area on the EMEPA side. As we flip here, and you remember we had some outages here. Looks as though they've gotten this restored. Yeah, they've gotten that restored in Enterprise. We've got about 6 is what we're being told right here. And this is going to be about where Chino's is. San Marcos Mexican Restaurant. We got a power outage right in that area. Of course, he's closed today. This is 52nd Avenue. Somewhere, let's see what that says. It's showing roughly 1 there. It could be a couple more. We got a total of 6 altogether. And I just was not able to find anybody else. Okay, there we go. We got a few there in Union. Is what we got there. 1 customer out in Union. So it's sparse on the Mississippi Power side. Somebody out in a little bit there also in Forest. Not horrible as we look at the different ones across the different networks that we have. If you've got power outages, let us know that. Shirley says heavy rain in downtown Meridian. 46 off Poplar Springs Drive. Jeannie says a lot of rain. Long Creek getting there. A lot of rain also. Let's go back to radar. Get that in front of you so you can see that. There's radar. Again, Kemper County, it's close. They may let this expire early. Kemper County, it is getting, as you'll see that on the radar, this is calming down quite a bit. The heavy bad stuff never reached the actual city limits of Scuba. It's rained there. Now, don't get me wrong, but the worst of the stuff never made it there. It made it to the outskirts, somewhere around Eddie Owl's house, right below Eddie Owl's. From there to Warehouse or back down to the county line there on 45. If you were traveling 45, and it's still raining hard, it'll make you lose control quickly if you're on that road. Downtown Meridian I-20 right now is not the place to be. For whatever reason, in between when you roll into Lauderdale County, coming out of Alabama, all the way till you get to about Chunky on the other side of Lauderdale County, it's going to be bad. Now, we often see, now keep in mind, that area there from Kewanee to about Russell is real bad. That mile marker 160, 165, right along there where the Welcome Center is. We often have a lot of wrecks in there when it rains. We don't need any there this afternoon. I'm monitoring, making sure to see if we get any updates. Let me go back and check my phone there. Flash, yeah, nothing new. Okay, but it is, we see a break there in downtown Equipment as we get up here north of Enterprise. Is all good at Enterprise as we start to see this. Let's turn back on our location. This is not changed for Lauderdale County. It is pouring. And again, the heavy stuff starts just past Clarkdale. This will go up past Greg's, Plant Sweat. As we'll see right here at the church, did Goodwater Baptist. We got a lot of rain. Lighter rain out at Wynot Motorsports Park. But by the time that you come into Meridian from Wynot, by the time you get to the Boy Scouts in Southeast, it's going to be heavy, heavy there at that intersection where the red light is. Tumsuba, we got a lot of rain there. If you're traveling 11 and 80, be more than cautious. 2-lane road, hard to see on there. Now, I-20 is not much safer, is it? We see, let's get into the downtown area. This will cut up to about Owls, State Boulevard extension there. Back south of there, we'll split this at about Faith Baptist Church. Here's where Walmart sits, and it gets a little bit lighter there at Faith Baptist by the time you get to Owls and where the Rock House is. Now, as we come down Chandler Road, the rain's still heavy there, and once we make it to North Hill Street, all the way up past the red light into Marion, look at that rain. I got a text that it was a heavy rain approaching Little Rock Post Office if you're in that area. Some of the worst of rain we got here is going to be, let's move in on this. This is going to be the Russell Road here, Marion Russell Road, going right up to the school. Look at that splotch of weather that we've got there right at the railroad tracks. We've had several wrecks right along in there before. This, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie Dunn Road. This picks up right past where it splits into 2-lane, where it cuts back from the 4-lane there past the industrial park. Boy, be careful. And this area here, as you get an Old Homestead Road, it also has a lot of rain on it as well. I'm sure of several of you have been on that. Russell Mount Gilead, a lot of rain there also. Scott, appreciate you watching there. Do appreciate that a lot. Bojack, how you doing? Good to see you out there. As we move back, let's get 39. There's nothing good I can say about it. This heavy rain is going to be, here's the northeast park, it gets lighter there. Let's zoom in on this and see where all this kind of stops. If you're coming, here's the red light at North Hills. Hardy sits here. PJ's Coffee, Winn-Dixie there. As you come up, and this is, what is it, Cornerstone Church? Almost said Baptist, that's not right. And by the time you get here to the soccer fields is where you're going to start to see a difference. Commercial Bank sits right here, and this is going to take you back toward Confederate Drive, right along in there to Lizia Road. Not so bad there, but as you move south down Lizia and you get to about where the Confederate Cemetery is, coming into Marion, look at that where the rain starts getting heavier. And by the time you get to 45, where the Dollar General is and First Baptist Church, it's pouring heavy rain. North of there, it's not so bad now. We see that here at Northeast, Lauderdale, moderate to heavy rain. There at NAS, it's not stopped yet, but not near what we had. All right, we do get the all clear now, Kemper County. They have let that expire as I thought they would. They turned that off about 8-9 minutes early. Thank heavens that is gone. So Kemper County, we're giving you the all clear now. We do have this storm. Look at this in Neshoba County. Here's Burnside Park. This is going to cut right across here to Bogachita, where the school is there at Bogachita, and it's going to move directly. Now this is 30 minutes out, coming across, and this could die down by the time it reaches Linville. Here's the church in Linville. Here's the Dollar General there in Preston. All of that's in line for that to come across and eventually towards Cypress Mills, but I'm not sure that this particular storm will hold out that long. But Bogachita, you're going to get wet here in the next few moments, and that estimation is 15 minutes is what we're giving that according to radar. Not so bad down Highway 19 as you go past Tucker and you get here to House. Where Talbert is, that's not bad at all. You've got to get past right there coming up on Sicalina Volunteer Fire Departments, where kind of all the rain starts right now, the heavy stuff. A little bit there on the south end of Oktibbe, Pine Springs Road, it's still pouring. The country store here, it's moderate, but still heavy as we get into North Hill Street. Now, we come on down. Let's look at this at I-20. Chunky, it is now starting to move east to the Chunky Post Office. That's good news for y'all. Out at the Lost Gap Prison, we still got a lot of rain. And even still here at Goodwater Baptist, we got a lot of rain. Starting to see a break now as we'll look at Plant Sweat. And out here, Clarkdale Water Association is breaking up. Moderate, heavy rain there still. Now, don't take me wrong. I don't want you to think I'm saying it's not raining, but it is lightening up in that area. And by the time we get right here to the church, to the Evangel Temple, still heavy there. As you take that dip and come down the hill to 22nd Avenue, down in that area to the interstate, all around Cefco, those areas, lots of rain as we come out to Bonita, where Aldi's is here, Outback Steakhouse, those areas there where Chevron is. Even still up on the hill at Sam's, it's pouring at this point. This is probably going to last another 30, 40 minutes is what we're expecting. Getting better as it comes across. I want to remind you of the only thing that we've got a warning on is this flash flood warning. Now, as we look at this, for right now, this is until 7 o'clock. We could have some more showers. See this back here in Brookhaven? Let's put this in motion. Let me turn this off where the visibility is a little bit better, where you'll be able to see. As we put this storm in motion, there we go. Moving off to the northeast, as you can see. So whatever's back here is moving across here. So we'll see more showers. The last check that I'd seen, somewhere around 7-ish, we hope to have all this stuff moved out. That's what we're hoping. Selma, Alabama, if you're watching from there. Uniontown, Alabama. That stop sign there is pouring rain in Uniontown, Alabama. Pennington, over at the plant there, getting rain. As overall, as you'll see, this is not as bad in Lauderdale now. That's still heavy rain, but it's not showing signs of intensifying finally. Let's look at where these lightning strikes have been. Hey, Kathy Rideout, how are you doing? This strike right here, when did this hit? Let's look at this. This struck at 4:34, so that was 6 minutes ago. Let's zoom in on this. This is State Boulevard right here, and this is going to be right off 48th Avenue in between 49th. So if you live somewhere around 22nd Avenue, 49th, 48th Avenue, it kind of struck right in between those two streets. Could be a home right along in there. So caution with this stuff. Sammy Davison Park, as we come back across, let's look here. Here's one here that struck out 19 area there at Vimville. That hit at 4:36. That was 5 minutes ago. Pretty good hit here. As we'll look here, this is going to be right off of George Butler Road. Here's Long Creek Road. Here's George Butler Road right there. Had a good lightning hit there. And even as we were speaking right there, we had another update, and we'll have another one in about 60 seconds here. It's going to update again. And as we see this dwindling, this is getting better. So what this tells us is over the next, I just got a text on this, let's see here, about wrecks. One day I'm going to be able to get rid of this. We have several wrecks going on. We've got a lot of our guys that are out picking up cars. I just spoke to Quentin there from Mitchell Tire. He's out picking up cars from wrecks right now. Heavy rain. He's having to drive slow. He just got back in his truck from winching a car up on his trailer. Be careful. We don't want you to have Quentin come visit you, or Lewis Wreck, or any of these guys that do this every day. Y'all use caution there. Let's see. Can't tell what that one says. I do know that there's other incidents going on, and most likely this is where we get into a mess. As this rain lightens up, people get to be a little bit more fearless, and they get a little bit faster and a little bit faster, and the next thing we have the zippity-doo-dah, into the ditch we go, and pine trees don't give. I've been to, as y'all know, y'all watch, I go to many wrecks each week, and we don't want you to be a part of this. Drive slow if you've got to travel this afternoon. When it's wet, go below the speed limit. It's not going to hurt anything. What was that your mama used to tell you? Better safe than sorry. I'm a firm believer in that these days. As we pull radar back up, let's look here. Let's just do a hard update. And let me turn that to where we can see. That is better. Lots better. We've got heavy to moderate rain scattered as you're coming into Lauderdale County now, but not the downpour that we had a few moments ago. So we're looking better. It means we just got to be careful. All right. We will keep you up to date with everything that goes on behind the scenes should something else happen. That's your outlook right now. Kemper County is just a little bit of a splotch there left, just north of Ralph's house. As you get still there in that 2 mile bottom area east into Alabama, some showers. York, not bad at this point. We do see some showers still up around Tucker and Neshoba County, a little bit around the hospital there. The central portion, I-20 of Lauderdale County, still heavy rain, so use caution in all of that. Let's see here. Make sure there's nothing new here. Getting word that the tunnel is flooded. That's going to be coming right down from 8th Street, down from Webb Funeral Home if you're going toward the sheriff's office, the courthouse. That area there is flooded, I'm being told. Let's see here. Let's do another update. I did get a report. Somebody said that it heard sirens, and if you're hearing a siren, that would be for this right here, this flood warning. If it did indeed go off, if that's what that was, that's what that would be about. We don't have any other type of warnings that are listed. Just a flash flood warning until 7:15. I wanted to cover everything before we get there. As you'll see, this block right here at York, Alabama, that's an aerial flood watch, which means this rain that's here is going to move east into Bama as well. But it is looking so much better than when we started 30 minutes ago, something like that. We do appreciate it. Ann said the subway. I've always heard it called it may be called the subway. I've always just called it the tunnel, leaving the sheriff's department as you go up there and you run into Webb Funeral Home and then to 8th Street. So that's what we've got there. That dips down in there, and it's most likely a lot of water there. Again, we do appreciate y'all watching, and as always, we'll be here to keep you updated with the very latest. One final thing before we go, let me make sure we don't have any more power outages. Just about the same, yeah. No difference in that at this point. Here's what we got from EMEPA. We got this 2 in Kemper, and we got the 13 out in the eastern Lauderdale County, and still 23 people without power there in Clark County. As we look at our friends right here, let's double check here with Mississippi Power and do an update with them. And we're still, I think, with that one person in Lauderdale County on Mississippi Power. So that's what we've got. That's a wrap. We will continue to monitor the weather. Should anything turn ugly, we'll let you know. And also, as accidents, as we get all the information, we will get that out to you as quickly as we can. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. And Odie will be back in the morning with us. Also, Julia comes in to give us an update with what went on at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. As most of you know, we released the information a moment ago. Biden is stepping down. He is not going to be running for president. We did see that Hillary has endorsed Kamala to run for president. Obama put out a statement thanking Joe for what he did, but he fell short of endorsing Kamala Harris. I don't know if y'all caught that. If you read his letter, it was very lengthy, but he did not endorse her during that. Who's it going to be? Who will the power go to run for on the Democrat side? Most are leaning toward Harris. There was a lot of rumors out this morning, and of course she'd love to put her claws into it, Hillary. But Hillary endorsing someone else now, realizing that most likely that's not going to happen. That's an update. We did, and I wanted to point this out. I caught some flack on this Friday afternoon. We'd gotten word, and I don't use them a lot, but it seemed to be a credible source at the time is the reason I released it. Newsmax released that Joe would step down of running for presidency by Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon, an hour or so ago, he did do that. So that being said, Newsmax was on target with what they put out on Friday. There was a lot of disbelief in that it wouldn't happen. But they were right on the money, and I wanted to point that out. Had they been wrong, we wouldn't have used them anymore. But they were on the money with that story, and that's what we have so far. A lot of things going on in the U.S. of A. Come November, no matter what side of the fence you're watching on or whatever, make sure to vote. Whichever way you want to go, whether it's Democrat, Republican, or if you're an independent. You've got to choose which side of that fence you're going to go on. Just make sure you vote. That's what matters at the end of the day. We thank you, and God bless y'all. We'll see you bright and early in the morning, beginning at 6:30 here at the Scotty Ray Report. Thank y'all.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.